What's up, everybody, man? It's your boys back again with another podcast episode 25, the Cam and T podcast, man. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube also as well. You can follow us on Twitch and also as well on Instagram and IG. I am your co-host, Tony West, and we also have our other co-host here, Cam. Cam, bro, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
You, I'm good, bro. Chilling, man. Chilling. You feel me? We in 1080p now.
Yeah,
Finally, we
yeah,
in
Cameron got the
1080p.
upgrade on the camera. I had a bunch of like lighting and camera issues today myself. You know what? I actually probably need to get Cam. I just thought about. I know we on the show. I need a what them things called them light ring things.
Yeah, the
You know
ring.
what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I need one of them probably. So I'm gonna
yeah.
have to maybe possibly invest in one of those. But anyway, man, we glad to have y'all, man. Happy Tuesday, man. Second Tuesday of the year. And we got a good show for y'all tonight, man. It's gonna be a good one. We watched the college football championship game last night, man. Congratulations to Michigan. We'll talk about that a lot today. EA Sports, we were told we was gonna get some type of trailer, or not even trailer, just some type of information. We got nothing. We'll talk about that as well. And then we'll also just talk about Black Monday. A lot of coaches getting fired. A lot of coaches getting requested for interviews now. So it's a lot going on, man. But today is gonna be a really fun show, man. I just forgot about NFL playoffs is this weekend. We gotta talk about that too. So it's just a lot to talk about, man. It's gonna be a really good show. So everybody just tune in, hang in there with us, man. We're gonna have a good show tonight. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and talk about the biggest thing in sports right now. Um, the college football championship last night. Michigan gets their first national title in 26 years. Cam, were you even alive the
Nope.
last time? I didn't think so.
1997. 1997.
So it's been
And I,
26 years. I'm aging myself a little bit here, but I was only like two at
yeah,
that point. So we're talking about a long time that this team has came from, winning a natty. But they finally get one last night, 34-13 over Washington. Harbaugh goes back to his home school where he played in his alma mater and gets a natty. I just want to read off some of the stats from last night. Washington, JJ McCarthy, we're going to talk about him a little bit in a minute. He went 10 for 18, 140 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, though. But the running backs for Michigan went absolutely insane. Blake Corum, 134 yards, two touchdowns. Donovan Edwards, I mean, he showed out last night. I mean, he had been ghost really this whole entire season. And last night, he showed up. 6 for 34, two touchdowns. And even JJ McCarthy got involved in the run too late in the game. Colston Loveland was a really big play for him, in the middle of I think it was either third or fourth quarter that really kind of separated them. It was after that holding call that Washington had. He got 3 for 64. Now I want to talk a little bit about Washington because when you think about Washington, you think about that dynamic offense. It wasn't really dynamic last night. Michael Penix threw the ball 51 times, you guys. 51. He went 27 for 51, 255 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. So shout out to that Michigan defense. Dylan Johnson, yes, he was dealing with some injuries. He did not play well. 11 carries for 33 yards. Roma Doomsday was wide open several times and was just
yeah, he
missed.
was.
Um,
Yeah.
5 for 87. I mean, he could have went for 200 yards if
Yo,
we.
yeah.
He just wasn't. And that's a credit to Michigan's defense as well. Jack Westover had 5 catches for 42 yards as well. Um, Cam, how did you feel about this game? What did you like? What did you not like? Just kind of give me a feel of how you felt about the national championship and all that.
Yeah. I think the defensive backs in that game made themselves a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
On both sides. I mean, that was a really good defensive matchup. Really good game for defensive cornerbacks and safeties for both teams, man. I thought Washington, I mean, it was a little bit of a disappointment. Their offense was supposed to be, they were supposed to show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? We was expecting them to score a lot of points. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get it going. But like you said, you got to give the credit to Michigan's defense. I mean, they've been great all season long. And we thought that they didn't really play a lot of good teams. Like you said, it was really Ohio State, and then
Penn State.
now, yeah, Yeah, and then Alabama, and then now Washington. So they really, we were kind of waiting to see what they were going to do, but they showed up for every single team, every single opponent, and they just played a great game. And then as far as Washington goes on the defensive side of the ball, I thought they did some good things too. To be honest with
They
you,
did, especially on defense after the first quarter. They really
yeah,
locked
yeah,
in.
I thought they did some good things, man. Like you said, Michigan had kind of had their way running the ball, but a lot of that came from two big plays in I believe it was the first quarter from
Yeah,
Edwards. But outside of that, I mean, their defensive backs locked in. They kept JJ McCarthy in check. Um, and then like you said, um, it was just a really solid output from them. But unfortunately, their offense just couldn't put points on the board, and so as you know, defense kind of gives up after a while. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, that was pretty much it though. I thought it was a good game. Congratulations to Michigan. Shout out to all the Wolverine fans out there. You know what I'm saying? Long time coming. Like you said, I ain't never seen the Michigan national championship, so this was brand new for me. To see them win one. Um, but that's pretty much all I got to say about the game. Shout out to the Wolverines. How
Yeah.
about you though? What you thought, man? What was
Yeah,
your
man. I thought Michigan again. I talked about it a little bit last week. I think last week they kind of showed me they deserve to be here, regardless of the
Mhm.
cheating allegations, regardless of all that. I think they showed this ain't no fluke. This is a
Mhm.
talented team with a lot of good defensive players, especially, and a really good old lineman, really good old line. I mean, excuse me. And I think they just showed up. I think Michigan has been resilient all year. They've been through so much with all the allegations and everything put upon them and stealing sign stuff, and they just kept showing up every week. And I think that
Mhm.
takes a lot of really like just grit and heart. They could have gave up when people were saying, "Oh, well, if y'all win a natty, it might get vacated," which is still a possibility at this point.
Yeah.
But they kept grinding, they kept pushing, and you have to give respect to Jim Harbaugh. He got those
Mhm.
guys motivated, kept them motivated. Sharon Moore as well kept them guys going and kept them motivated. That's big on coaching, and obviously you could just tell off the rip really last night. Michigan was the better team. I mean, there's really
Mhm.
no other way around it. I don't even think Washington should hang their heads low today. I thought, especially defensively after the first quarter, I thought they did really well.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, but Michigan's defense was just that good. And I talked about it on TikTok the other day ago. I said the thing with Michigan is if Michigan can go ahead and get pressure up the middle, they will have a lot of success. Every game I watched this year where Washington struggled a little bit. If you go back and watch that Arizona game where they struggled, they got a lot of pressure up in the middle. If you do that, you can stifle that offense and stifle Michael Phoenix Jr. And that's exactly what they did. He was rattled from jump, really,
Yeah.
to be completely honest with you. So I think Michigan's defense deserves a lot of credit. Keon Sabb had a couple good plays. Former Clemson commit, actually. Will Johnson, another one, just had a tremendous. He made a lot of money. I don't know if he's draft eligible this year. I think next year he is, and he's going to be probably cornerback number one. I mean, he's good. But yeah, man, I was pretty impressed, man. I thought the game was a good game. I think the score doesn't really indicate how good the actual game was because I feel like it
Mhm.
was actually a pretty good game for real.
Yeah. It
Really,
was.
the game got away towards the end, like in the fourth quarter. But it was pretty much a pretty good game all the way
Yeah.
through, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was impressed with the game, man. I thought it was a good one, and yeah, I mean, congratulations to Michigan again. Like I said, I mean, 26 years with no ring, and now they finally get back on that pedestal. And that kind of leads me to my next question for you is what do you think about John Harbaugh going for, or Jim Harbaugh, excuse me. What do you think about Jim Harbaugh's chances of staying at Michigan or going to the NFL? Like, where does Michigan go from here at this point?
Yeah. I think obviously they kind of have to, reset a little bit because they're
Yeah.
losing some talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
Obviously their quarterback is going. Their running back. I don't know if Donovan Edwards coming back, but I know Blake Corum was pretty much gone.
Yeah, he going to
Um,
leave. Yep.
so that's pretty much your top two players right there.
Yep.
That's gonna be moving on. And so really, that leaves the program in a state of limbo. I know Jim Harbaugh, he's not going to commit to saying that he's going to the NFL already. I mean, he already kind of said that he was getting ready for spring practice with Michigan. He already talked about when they was
Yeah.
going to be doing that. But still, at the end of the day, I think if Jim Harbaugh does want to go back to the NFL, now is the perfect time to do it. His
Yeah.
stock is at an all-time high. You just won a national championship. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. You brought it back to your alma mater. I mean, no matter what happens from here, he's going to go down a legend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he kind of already was a legend, but he's going to go down one for sure. And so uh I think the chances of him going to the NFL are really high. I would say it's probably at least 50-50, to be honest with you. And then as far as Michigan goes, will they make another title run next year? I don't know, because I think there are other teams, and we can probably talk about that a little bit later, but there are other
Yeah.
teams that I think are just gonna return a lot more and just gonna be a little bit better than Michigan is. But obviously they're gonna be one of the top teams in the country still. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're gonna be in the mix for the playoffs. It's going to 12. And so they'll probably be in there again, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so we'll see. We'll see. But your thoughts, what do you think about Jim Harbaugh? Where is he gonna go? Is he
I
staying?
think Jim Harbaugh is gone. I think he's absolutely gone. I think he'll be in the NFL by the end of next week, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah.
he's gone. I mean, and I don't think many Michigan fans would complain. I mean, he accomplished what y'all haven't accomplished in 26 years. So it would be
Mhm.
hard to be mad at that.
Mhm.
I think he's gone though. I think it's over. And it's kind of funny to watch how far he's came. I don't think people remember. Like 4 years ago, Michigan was asking him to take a pay cut because they were about ready to fire him. And now he probably can get free beers in Ann Arbor for the next 6 to 10 years, even if they had losing records. So I think what he's done is tremendous, but I think he's gone. And like you said, goes back to what you said. I think he's never going to be this hot again. Let's just be honest. Like this is the perfect time to bolt, go ahead, get on to the league and do your thing. And I think that's
Yeah.
kind of where we're at right now at this point. I think they will probably continue to kind of keep some continuity, at least for the next couple of seasons, and maybe move on and promote their OC, Sharon Moore. I think that's a
Mhm.
possibility of something that they would do right now. But I think Harbaugh is definitely gone.
Yeah, he
And
out of
like
there.
I said, I think at this point, I would expect him to, you know, be heading to the league at this point.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense. I mean, he's won at literally every single level of football. At
Mhm.
Stanford, when USC was still good, he beat them a couple times and had Stanford pretty much dang near like an Ivy League team,
Yeah.
being pretty good every single year. Also, as well, he goes to San Francisco, does a really good job with them. He comes to Michigan, struggles at first, and does a very good job with them. I think Jim Harbaugh, he's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, he's a little bit of a wacko, but I can be honest, the dude can coach whether you like him or not.
Mhm.
That's just really the matter of the fact there. But like I said, I think that he's gone, and I think for me, I think Michigan will still compete, like you said, next year because they're too loaded. I think if they keep the continuity, they'll be fine. And yeah, I think they're going to end up still being a very good team next year, and I think they still will be in the playoffs. But I don't know, will they be national championship good next year? I don't know, because there may be some guys that are strictly there just for Jim Harbaugh, and they might hit
Mhm.
the portal. You never know.
True. True.
So I could definitely see something like that happening. But in my opinion, I think he's gone personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's I think especially when you're a guy like him that has, like you said, success
yeah,
on both levels. I mean, I think I seen it last night. He's one of two coaches to coach in the Super Bowl and in the
yeah.
national championship game, him and Pete
Him and
Carroll.
Pete Carroll. That's it.
Yeah. And so it's just like it's a good time for him to go back to the NFL. Especially if because he's getting up there in age. I mean, I think he's in his 60s now, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
right?
I think he's in his high 50s, low 60s. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, something like that. So he getting up there. If he want to go back to the NFL, now's the perfect time.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because he can always go back to college. You know what I'm saying? He can always go back to college. But the NFL, especially now that they're trying to go towards younger guys. You
Yeah.
want to get in there now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, do you have a fit for him? Because I've heard the Raiders. Where do you think he should end up if he does go to the NFL?
Um, I'm not gonna say the Raiders because I really think Antonio Pierce should keep that
Yes.
job, in my opinion. And we'll talk about that when we get to the NFL portion of the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, I think, I think a lot of these teams make sense for him. The Chargers, I mean, they already got their quarterback. They pretty much already got everything really in place. They just need a coach. So he could
Hmm.
honestly go to the Super Bowl next year, and it would not surprise me at all if he
Hmm.
went to the Chargers. People are saying Raiders because, he could go in there, get his quarterback of the future, whoever that may be, and kind of build that way. I personally think that Antonio Pierce has done enough to keep that job, in
Yeah.
my opinion. The Raiders, they've already screwed this up once with another interim coach. Was that before Josh McDaniels? So that was like 3 years ago. Don't do it again, bro. Don't make the same mistake twice, bro. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's how I kind of feel about that. I feel like, there's an opportunity there for Antonio Pierce, and he deserves it. He's worked for it. You look at the Titans job now, that's open. We'll talk about that. If I was him, I would not take that job. That's just me. I think that's the second most undesirable job behind the Carolina Panthers, which is probably to me the most undesirable job, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't take that job off of Jim Harbaugh either. Now, a lot of people gonna probably disagree with this. The job that intrigues me the most for him is Washington. Here's why. Washington has new ownership. Washington is trying to change the league, get more of on a positive pattern, get back to winning. I don't think Sam Howell is the answer at quarterback. I think that's pretty evident now at this point that he's probably not the answer. They have the number 2 pick in the NFL draft this year. So Drake May, Caleb Williams, one of
Oh, do
those
they?
guys can be there. Take your quarterback right there. They still have all their draft capital. They still have a very good defensive line. Deron Payne is paid. He got his contract last summer. I don't know what Jonathan Allen's situation is, but I believe he's under contract as well. So that you at least have your defensive stalwarts up front. I think Washington would make the most sense for Jim Harbaugh, in my opinion.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Especially looking at what they're trying to build, like
Yeah.
what you just said. I think so. I think that's a good spot for sure.
And it would be a good leaf turn from the Snyder era to the new,
Yeah.
regime.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think if he wants to win now, Chargers makes the most sense.
Mhm.
But if he wants to actually build this thing up and kind of do it the right way, I think, Washington would make a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I would think that's probably a good spot for him, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I I mean, there's other spots. Atlanta's available.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go there, but I just don't know how. I don't know if that's a fit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's a fit because I just don't think that's a fit because, for one, they're coming from Arthur Smith. If I'm Atlanta, this is just me. I know they've already requested Jim Harbaugh, and they should interview him. I would want to go completely new. Like, me personally, I don't want no retreads. I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
I want somebody new that's gonna make something happen, especially on the offense side of the ball with all the weapons they got. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like Jim Harbaugh is like a offensive specialist, in my opinion. He's
Right.
kind of like a CEO type coach, in my opinion.
Right.
And people can disagree or agree, whatever. But I think you need somebody offensively for them.
For Atlanta, I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But
All right.
go ahead. My bad.
No, you go ahead. You good?
I was gonna go ahead and jump into EA Sports because y'all know what they got me. So EA, there was a report that came out from Brandon Marcello of 247, and this was on, I believe, Thursday of last week, and he pretty much said there was going to be some type of new information coming out about the new EA Sports game. The college football game will be coming out. He was pretty much saying there's going to be some new information Monday, which was the day of the national title. Now, a lot of people thought that was going to be a trailer. I've been telling y'all, it ain't going to be no trailer, bro. It's 6 months out. We not getting no trailer this early. It'll be probably like a screenshot or something. But I think a lot of the fans just wanted a teaser. We got nothing. We got a squadouche fest. Nothing happened at all. And I'm like, I understand it, but EA at the same time, these are different circumstances. Y'all have been working on this game because I actually looked up the information. Cam, they've been working on this game since December 2020. They opened that Twitter page they got December 2020, which means they had the notion that this was coming out. So they probably been working on it since before they announced it.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
we're talking about a game that's possibly been in the works now. I'm just gonna say probably since November of 2020 at this point, or December of 2020, maybe even earlier.
Nah, it's probably earlier than that. We probably looking at 2019 at least.
That's my point. Since whenever NIL went public, which I think was 2020.
Yeah.
I think summer of 2020 is when NIL started going public.
You right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
But it's still, they've been working on this game for 3 years. That's the point of the main thing.
Yeah.
And we still have no information, no screenshot, no nothing. My thing is this, EA, give us something. We're not saying, I think a lot of people just want some type of hope that the game is definitely coming. Like, yeah, we've heard articles say, yeah, we're coming in 2024, yeah, but we've really never seen EA come out themselves. They've retweeted an article saying they're coming out in 2024, and that was last Thanksgiving. That wasn't 2023 Thanksgiving. That was 2022 Thanksgiving. Yeah. You got to give the folks some new information, bro. Like, and again, it would be different if this was a year-to-year game. Bro, we waited a whole 11 years for this game. You should give us something, not a trailer. Not saying that. All I'm saying is you could have gave us a screenshot. Hey, look at our new stadium. Congratulations to Michigan. This is how their stadium's going to look. Bro, I'd have been good with that.
That would have been
just to show us that you're making progress. EA ain't do nothing. EA Sports was trending last night and this morning. They're still trending right now. So that just tells you what type of dynamic these fans have for this game. This game is going to be big. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you now, they didn't utilize the moment and the market that they had. Right there last night, everybody's sitting there waiting. I'm not going to lie, Kim. When that game started to become a blowout last night, I was like, all right, y'all, just show the commercial and I'll go ahead and go to bed. I ain't going to lie. When it was looking ugly in the first quarter, I was like, oh, yeah. Go ahead and show the snippet, and I'm going to go ahead and cash out. You know what I'm saying? And it just never happened. And I'm honestly starting to get scared of two things. A, is it going to be pushed back again for a second year in a row? Or B, is this game going to be absolute garbage and trash? Because why are you so unorganized 6 months from the game coming out? The month, if we're going to be real, the quote-unquote expected date, this is a rumor again, the expected date for the game to be coming out is July 9th. What is today? January 9th. We're exactly 6 months from this game dropping, and y'all are so disheveled and unorganized, it's just got me a little worried, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's got me concerned that this game is either not going to happen for another year or it's going to be trash. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's tough to say because I know with a lot of games that I'm looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, not even just sports games, but they announced them so far in advance. You see what I'm saying? I know when they first announced it, I think it was supposed to come out last year, right? 2023.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2023. Yep.
And it got delayed to 24.
And they quote unquote, hold on, Kim, not to cut you off. They quote unquote delayed it to add realism in the game. So like to have the players getting paid, all that type stuff. So yeah, go ahead.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I think with the world of college football, it's so tricky now because you gotta be able to add. You want to add everything, but at the same time, you also want to add things that are gonna stick. You see what I'm saying? So, like for example, you know, obviously, if they had just dropped the game last year, you probably wouldn't have got an in-depth NIL. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You probably wouldn't have got an in-depth transfer portal. You
Right.
probably would have been very bare bones. And to be honest with you, I don't think that should be an issue. Like that's fine
I was
because you
about to
can
say,
build on it.
I think most of us would have took that. Like if it was just
Yes.
a bare minimum portal
Yeah.
and like a bare minimum recruiting like 2014, I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie. We as fans, we probably would have took that.
You would
I'm
have
gonna be
took it.
straight up with you.
I mean, and see the thing about and that's one thing I have to appreciate. If that's the case, I have to appreciate it because you got to think about it. People gonna still buy Madden every year. They're gonna
Yeah.
buy FIFA every year. You know what I'm saying? They buy NHL every year. You know what I'm saying? They buy the stuff that EA puts out, EA Sports puts out. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they're trying to put so much time and effort in it shows that they know that fans are really hyped about this game. And when you go on a 10-year hiatus like
Yeah.
this, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of have to you kind of have to, kind of give your all. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the best game out there. This got to be the best college football game. And so the thing about it is too, what you were saying. So about the teaser last night, I was hoping that it was coming, but I also wasn't expecting one, to be honest with you, because like I said, like I told you earlier, if you don't see it from EA, because usually what they do is they'll say, we're gonna drop a trailer on this date. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it'd be like a week in advance or something like that, or maybe a month in advance. Think about what Rockstar did with 2K or
with GTA.
with GTA, yeah. And then think about what 2K does. They say, hey, 2K, so and so is coming out in September. Here's the trailer. And they usually drop it over the summer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so you would expect the trailer to drop a little bit earlier, but again, they might be going off the Madden schedule where you might not even see the game until June.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're not gonna see the game until June.
And so it would be nice though for this game to be 10 years essentially in the making, or 10 years in the waiting, that you just drizzle a little bit every
That's
month.
what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It would
Like,
be different. It would be different if this was a year to year. Like if we did
exactly.
like that, I would understand. We haven't seen this game in 11 years now. And on top of that, you've had 4 years to work on it.
Yeah.
We're in 2024. You started working on it in 2020. And like you said, possibly 19.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you can spring. This is a different scenario. Like a year from now, like next year, if they were doing what they were doing now, I would have no problem with it.
Right.
Because this is a yearly game now at this point. We
Yeah.
can wait a little bit to get some new stuff in.
Yeah.
But now with us, this is a different circumstance. That's what I'm trying to say. EA could have gave us something, bro.
Something.
They could have gave us a screenshot of Michigan Stadium. They could have gave us another screenshot of daggone, the Michigan Wolverine mascot. And I'd have been happy with that.
Yeah.
I think most fans just want some type of hope that this game is coming.
Yeah.
That I ain't gonna lie. Between the podcast, listen, I be researching every day any new EA college football information. What's up? Like, I'm looking it up. I'm on Reddit and everything. Like, okay, who? Yeah, bro. I'm looking it up because I want to know, is anybody got the inside scoop?
Yeah.
And
it's tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I said today, I think after last night, because I think their next opportunity to possibly do something would be the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which would be literally the biggest stage. Now, will they do it then? I don't know. But I think if you don't get nothing by the Super Bowl, end of March, early May.
You ain't getting nothing for a while.
You ain't gonna get nothing until end of March, early May, bro. That's pretty much where we're at with it.
And I agree with what you said earlier. They had the biggest stage right there, the college football championship game. That was the perfect time to do it, man.
The most watched college football national championship game in the last, I just seen the tweet like 5 minutes ago. It was the most watched national college football game in like the last 4 years, I think, since the Clemson LSU game.
Yeah.
It was the most watched. So, and that's another thing too. College football ratings are doing tremendous right now. I think this is one of the best years rating wise that they've ever had. So college football ain't dying as far as viewership.
Oh no,
it's actually growing more than ever. So that's why it didn't really make a lot of sense to me that they didn't drop anything last night. They could have gave us something, bro. That's all I'm saying.
They could have sprinkled something, man. And that's the thing. Like, it's tough because you want them to sprinkle, like you said earlier. It's been 11 years. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's been a year and a half since they even said
Since
anything.
they said anything,
It's been
like
a year and 2, 3 months since they said anything, bro.
give us a little something. You know what I'm saying? Like just say, because they haven't confirmed nothing.
Nothing.
It's wrote, you know
Nothing.
what I'm saying? Say dynasty mode. Hey y'all, dynasty mode is returning July 2024. This is what's gonna be in it. Just
Yep.
just just drop that or drop just all they gotta do, they have a Twitter account. All they gotta do is tweet out one day. Here's a look at the Michigan Wolverines uniform in 2024. You can get a peek of the graphics. You can get a peek of kind of the engine that they're using. You can do all of that in just a little screenshot or anything. You know what I'm saying? We're not asking for much. Just give a little bit, and that's where I agree with you when you say, is this going to get delayed again? Because if you can't even do that at this point, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But then
That
again,
game, that game should be almost playable in like a month or two.
oh yeah, man. The
To
build,
be
there
honest,
should be a build. There should be a build already that
that's
like
what,
for
and
example,
that's all I'm
EA.
saying. Can we see
Yeah.
a player build? Can
Oh
we see
yeah.
something?
It
That's
should be
all.
something already. It should be something already in the making. So I'm all with you, man. But like I said though, if EA don't come out and say it, you know what I'm saying?
Don't
It just
believe
ain't gonna
nothing.
happen. Yeah, don't believe it.
Yeah. Let me
If
ask
EA,
you a question before we move on to NFL talk.
mm-hmm,
What are the things that, because you're a big college football fan like I am, and college football video game fan too.
yeah.
What do you need to see in this new NCAA game, man?
Yeah, because I used to really only play Road to Glory mode. I was never a Dynasty dude. I
Really?
played I played a little bit. I played a little bit of Dynasty. I played Dynasty in the old games, like on the
Oh yeah.
PlayStation 2. I played
Mhm.
Dynasty on those, but like when the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 was out, I played Road to Glory because you could transfer your character over to Madden and
Yeah,
start
it's true.
your I forget what they
Career.
called it, my player or
Superstar
something.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
superstar. That's it. You could transfer your player. So I used to do that. And then I would play Dynasty sometimes, but I was really just a Road to Glory guy. So I want to see that. Like just I don't need the cinematic story, not at least not in this one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Maybe if they do it one day down the road, that's okay, but I don't need it, to be honest with you. I just need the mode.
Yeah.
Um Another thing I want to see, I really want to see all the Heisman winners. I don't know how they can make it work,
Hmm.
but just the Heisman winners of previous years, maybe if their team is in the game,
Yeah.
national championship winning teams, I would like to see them.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be in there for sure. At least the bare
Hmm.
minimum, you got to have the national championship teams in there. And then other
Yeah.
than that, man, I just want to see I want to see an updated engine that's similar to what college football used to look like, and not
Yeah.
not like Madden. I don't want to see a Madden engine. If I see a Madden engine, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be a little disappointed because
Yeah.
I don't really care for the Madden one. But the NCAA one used to be really good. So
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is they are building it off the Madden engine,
they
but
are.
back then it was built off the Magic Madden engine too, but it
Yeah,
was completely different type of gameplay.
it
So
was different.
hopefully that, because when I used to play NCAA and Madden, man, NCAA was a lot more smoother. It was a lot less glitchy. It was a
Hmm.
lot. It was just better. It was just a better game to play, honestly.
Yeah,
More fun, more dynamic plays, more all that. Really, what college football is all about. It
yeah,
was a lot of that. So hopefully that continues to be the thing, that the gameplay, and that's what they're saying they're doing. That they've completely like changed their method for Madden, but we shall see. So for me, I'll just run a quick. I've got a whole little list on Twitter of what I want. I'm not gonna go through all that, but the main three things I want, and I'm a big Dynasty guy, so I'm a completely opposite from you. I
yeah,
love Dynasty. The main thing I want is one, the transfer portal stuff, and I'm a little intrigued on how they're going to do this too. The transfer portal stuff, NIL stuff, and recruiting thing all together. I don't know how they're going to do that, and I'm really intrigued to see how they're going to do that. But make it really um interpersonal, like when you feel like you accomplish something when you get a recruit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be something nice to have. I think flip commit, which also goes with recruiting. We see it all the time where commits flip schools and say, "Oh, I'm not going there no more. I'm going somewhere else." Add that in the game because back in the old games, once a player committed, that was it. They was locked
Mm-hmm.
in. It wasn't no flipping. You got to put that in the game. And then I'm actually going to piggyback off what you said. I think they need to enhance Road to Glory a little bit more. Not give it so much of a storyline, but give us a little. Go back to like that '09. They would kind of give you a little bit of a storyline
Yeah.
of the players like Road to Glory. Kind of go back to that a little bit, and then customization is going to be big too. Stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. But I'm excited about the game, man. Hopefully we get it this year.
Yeah.
But that's just what it is, man. So I'm excited. I'm ready to play with Clemson. Obviously, I'm ready to even rebuild schools like UNC Charlotte, whatever, and get in the transfer portal. So I'm excited, bro. The game should be fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Should be,
excited.
man. Should be. I think uh, like you said, as long as it's as different from Madden as they used to be, I
Yeah,
think that should be. I
I'm
think
good.
that's really the
And I'm
biggest
gonna be
thing, man.
honest, Cam. This gonna sound bad. I'd even take a just above average game. Like if the game is
Yeah,
just above average on the first try, I'll take it.
it's fine.
I'll take
Yeah,
it. Just don't be trash or like a Madden reskin. We didn't
yeah,
wait another year for a Madden reskin, bro.
right.
If it's just Madden with collar teams on it, I'm good. Like you could have
Yeah,
just let us have it last year if that was the
yeah,
case. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But let's go ahead and move on over to the NFL. It's a lot going on in the NFL, Cam, right now. I mean, coaches getting fired left and right. So we'll kind of just do a rundown of the coaches that have been let go. The first one let go on Black Friday. Not Black Friday. The first NFL head coach that was let go on Black Monday was Arthur Smith. I mean, they fired him like 12:08. It
yeah. They
was
fired him early.
immediately. Like they let him go. I think that was the right move. He was fired also as well. Ron Rivera was fired later on in the day. On that same day in the morning, fired. Um, you know, who else was fired? There's been a lot of coaches getting fired, man. I'm trying to keep it all together.
Shoot, on that same day,
It was GM. Oh, Scott Fitter got fired as
yeah,
well for the
Scott Fitter.
Panthers. GM, he got fired. Um,
Uh,
Mike Vrabel getting fired today was an absolute
that was
shock.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
really did not expect that.
I
But
think that's the only coaches that got
yeah,
fired on Black
because
Monday
because
because they was
yeah,
all fired in the
I
season.
think the Patriots job is coming open at some point.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get fired sometime this week or next week. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think he gets canned.
yeah,
Um, so I think that job's going to come open. And yeah, because you already had the Raiders job was already open, right? The
hmm
Chargers job was already open. We just talked about the Panthers job has already been open. Um, and then you had Washington, the Falcons. We think the Patriots is going to come open, and now Tennessee is open for sure. So yeah,
yeah,
man, that's kind of what has happened, man. How do you feel about all these firings? Do you feel like something was justified? Do you feel like something wasn't justified? What you think?
yeah. I'm about to read this too real quick.
Yeah,
So they Wink Martindale, for the Giants defensive coordinator.
yeah.
Apparently, it's a rumor now. It's a rumor. They saying that he stormed out of the building yesterday during a meeting with Brian Daboll, and that the team has not been able to get in touch with him ever since. And they said that he was spotted at the airport going back to Florida, and it's been reported that he has resigned, but it's not official yet.
When did that come out? That just came out just now.
About 30 minutes ago, and
Oh
that was one of the.
wow.
That was one of the. This come from a Giant insider account.
Uh huh.
Um, I don't know how true it is, but uh, but yeah,
Yeah, because
that's
it
what
was
they saying.
weird because I don't know if you've seen it yesterday. There was a tweet that came out from Adam Schefter and all the big wigs saying, "Hey, Mark Winkdale had been fired," and then like 2 minutes later, they was like, "Oh no, never mind, he was just resigned."
Yeah,
I
they
thought
said.
that was weird. I thought that was
Mhm.
very strange. I was like, "Okay, this is weird."
Yeah,
So, but
they
what
not
you're
sure.
saying does kind of line up if they want to cover face and say, hold on, let's not fire him yet. They might have been doing something like that. So that's not crazy to say that something like that might have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
so he might have I don't know. They talked about replacing him, but I don't know. But but there's been some coordinators that have been let go and everything. But you
Yeah.
asked me what though? You said
I said, who do you feel like these fires were justifiable? Do you feel like some maybe have not been justified? What do you think?
oh yeah, every last one of them, absolutely. I think every body that got fired except for Vrabel, I'll get at him a little bit in a
Yeah.
minute. But
Hmm.
everybody else that got fired was honestly probably should have been fired last year, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Arthur Smith, I understand why they gave him another year, but he wasn't no good. I knew he was going. It's crazy that he got 7 wins in what 3-4 seasons in a row. He
Hmm.
wasn't going nowhere. And to be honest with you, with the roster that they have, it's a shame that they weren't able to win the division at all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's a mess.
Especially the last 2 years. Like,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, for sure. Who else was it?
Ron
Oh,
Rivera.
Ron Rivera, man, long overdue.
Yeah.
Long overdue. Ron Rivera, I mean Washington. There was no reason for him to be there, and I hope everybody's noticing the type of coach that he is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to disrespect him or nothing like that, but he's just not a good coach, man. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's been saved. Obviously in Carolina he was saved by Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. We all
Yeah.
know that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But he went to Washington and tried to pull the same mess and decided to do it this time without a player like a Cam Newton or without a player like a Luke Kuechly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then brought the same general manager Marty Herney with him, and that was just a bad move altogether. Um, so it was time for him to be let go. Um, who else? Oh, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
That don't make sense to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, the Vrabel firing, I don't get that because their general manager kind of dealt him a bad hand. I
Yeah.
mean, he traded AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying? There was talks about them not re-signing Derrick Henry after this offseason, and he just finished second in rushing yards this season. I mean, there was a lot going on. They didn't really have good quarterback play. Now they kind of have a quarterback of the future, but now he ain't got no coach to go with him. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. I and on one hand, I get it. I mean, you kind of want to make those decisions a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? Because once it's too late, it's way too late. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want them to keep declining, but at the same time, I didn't think none of what was going down was really his fault. In the AFC South, and I think if they just kind of build a better roster, he could kind of take them places. But at the same time, him becoming available, I think that leads to like you were saying, that New England job. I
Yeah.
think I think that makes it a little bit easier for Robert Kraft to kind of let go of Bill Belichick because
Yeah.
he probably gonna want to bring in Vrabel,
Yeah.
and I think Vrabel want to go there. So so honestly, I think that's actually a good fit. Really, I think that's the only fit because I don't. And I'm gonna ask you this in a second too, but I don't see much jobs that are less desirable than New England, to be real with you. Um so give me your take on that. Also, give me your take on just everybody that got fired, but give me your take on job desirability.
Yeah, man. I feel like, to be honest, man, I'm kind of in agreement with you. I think everybody that got fired deserved to get fired, but Vrabel. I think I'll give you the reasoning why I think Vrabel is getting fired, though. I think Tennessee just wants to do a complete rebuild. They want to tear it down completely. You seen Derrick Henry up there on the mic talking about pretty much just telling everybody I'm out, pretty
Yeah,
much.
he's gone.
I think they're doing a complete rebuild, and they're probably going to build around Jeffrey
Yeah.
Simmons, probably more than likely,
Oh,
because
okay. Yeah.
he's the only guy really long term signing that team. They already had signed. They had already traded my boy that's with the Eagles right now, Kevin Binyard
Right.
or whatever his name,
Oh
Byard.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
already been showing
That's right.
signs of them, wanting to go into a complete rebuild. And I think that's what's happening. They're probably saying Vrabel's going to get us too many wins to be in a complete rebuild form. And we probably just need it. And I think they even said something like they tried to trade him, but it was going to be too complicated. So they just
Yeah.
fired him. But I think that's really what it was. So that's the reason. They want to go clean slate. Because you got to think about it. That GM they just got him last year. So he probably wants to bring in his own guy for one
Mm-hmm.
to, be the coach as well. So I think that's what's going on with that situation. But I agree with you 100%. He should be fired. He's going to
Yeah.
find a job quick, and it's probably going to be New England, as you spoke
Mm-hmm.
of. As far as desirability, let's talk about that. These are my let's go from most desirable to least. So these are my most desirable list of NFL coaching jobs open. I think personally the most, the best job right now that's open to me is the Chargers, because you can go in there and win pretty much immediately. You're in LA, you're gonna get to, have a great team around you. I think it just makes sense. They have everything they need to win. They just need the coach. Now you do have some aging wide receivers. I think they might need to go back to the draft again this year for another wide receiver, because Mike Williams stays hurt too much as I love him. And Keenan Allen, although he's played good this year, he's getting up there in age. And Quentin Johnson seems to be a bust. So I think to me, personally, I think the Chargers job is probably the most attractive to me. Now, we move on off the Chargers job. The second most attractive job to me, in my personal opinion, and I talked about this just a minute ago, is probably the Falcons. And it's because of all those weapons they got. The Falcons got a lot of weapons. Their defense actually is good. They just need a quarterback. That's it. I mean, they have a really good running back. I think they need one more pass catcher as well. Get one more wide receiver with Drake London. But I think overall they have a good O-line. Their defense looked magnificent this year with the addition of Jesse Bates. And then, again, I just think they need a quarterback, bro. Like, that's their biggest issue is quarterback. Third most attractive job, in my opinion, it's probably the Raiders, in my opinion. I think the Raiders job is probably the third most attractive. I think you can make an argument for Washington as well. Mm-hmm. But the reason I'm going to tell you why I got them at 3, Devontae Adams is there. That dude's a playmaker. If you can get the quarterback, they have the draft capital. I think that the main reason is Devontae Adams is there. Yeah. And I also love Max Crosby. He's played tremendous this year.
That's true.
So I think they have to. We gonna see. That's why I said this.
About Adams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gonna see. Yeah. We gonna see. So I think third would probably be the Raiders because of what I just talked about. The 2 cornerstone pieces they have. They have Max Crosby and they have Devontae Adams. I think that's a good pairing. 4, Washington. To me, I think Washington, like I told you, you can go in there. You have the number 2 pick. I might actually put Washington over.
That's what I'm saying. I
think I'm gonna put Washington over Las Vegas. So I'm gonna put Washington number 3 actually, because they have the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna put Washington number 3 actually. To be honest with you, I'm putting them at number 3, and then at number 4, I'm putting Las Vegas. Washington, the reason I put them at number 3 is, like I just said, the draft collateral. They have Terry McLaurin, which is also another good wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I think Jahan Dotson did some good things for them as well this season.
Curtis Samuel as well.
Right. They have some young defensive pieces that they can kind of work with in their defensive line. So, yeah, I'm actually going to put Washington number 3, then Las Vegas number 4. Then we start getting to the ugly list. So this is when, like, possibly New England comes into play, possibly Titans come into play, and the Panthers. Those are all the teams, right, that, I
believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And Brad just made a good point here. Washington also has a lot of cap money. They have $74 million in cap. So, yeah, Washington's going at number 3 for me. That's solidified. So, at 3, I got Washington. At 4, I got Las Vegas. At 5, I think I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. Here's why. Now, Tennessee Titans, I think Will Levis, I know I was rough on him. He's starting to kind of turn the corner. So you might have something at the quarterback position. At least you can give him another year and find out. They got draft collateral. They do have that from the A.J. Brown trade and all that stuff. So they still do have that. They do have draft collateral. They do have Jeffrey Simmons. So there's still some good pieces on that team. They need weapons badly. Nuke is getting old. I wonder, will he stick around now? I don't know. He might not, but I could definitely see him leaving. Um, but I would probably put them at number, what would that be, 5?
Yeah.
Just because I think they have a little bit more going for them than the last two teams on this list. At number
Hmm?
6, it's going to be New England. I'm putting New England at number 6, and that's just because they have draft capital. Robert Kraft has proved he can be a good owner. And I think that they have a lot going for them as far as you can completely strip this thing down and start completely over. Mac Jones is done in New England. It's
He
over.
cooked. No, it's Jover.
He won't be. Yeah, he's done. He's played his last snap as a Patriot. I think, in my eyes. They can go get a quarterback in this draft here. Who knows?
They got the
But
third pick.
yeah, and they got the number 3 pick. That's what I'm saying. They can go wide receiver. They can go quarterback. Whatever. But I think that you know that's probably the third, the second to least most undesirable job. And you know what the most undesirable job in the NFL is? It's the team that is has the second most losing percentage in all of sports in the last 6 years. It's the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are by far the most unattractive job on this list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this again because these Panther fans think this job is attractive. I don't know why. This Panthers job is the least most attractive job in the NFL, and it's not really close, to be honest with you. You have a 5'9" quarterback that has showed some flashes, but you're still trying to figure that out. You have a decent running back in Chuba Hubbard, but a complete liability in Miles Sanders, who you paid a lot of money that you're at least stuck with for another year. You have no tight end on the roster at all. Trimble showed some flashes at some points this season, but for the most part, you have no tight end on the roster. Literally. You have no O-line. I'm just going to come out and say, you have no O-line. We thought we did. We do not. Your biggest, player on defense I don't know. I probably would put Derek Brown above Brian Burns at this point. But Brian Burns' situation is still evolving. You got to figure that out. You and the GM, who's going to be new as well.
Yeah, somebody got it. Yeah.
And that's going to be a crappy situation. So you got to figure out and I don't know about you, the way it sounded to me, Brian Burns, like, look, if they give me the money, cool. But if they don't, I'm cool with getting up out of here as well. Like, and I don't blame them.
They said injury prone.
You got an injury prone. Yeah, you got an injury prone cornerback that when he plays, he's really good. But let's be honest, the when he played thing barely happens. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
And you have an aging linebacking core and an aging linebacker in Shaq Thompson. And you got you got to pay Frankie Louisville if you want to stay up to pace too as well.
Bro, you got to pay Derek Brown too.
You got to pay Derek Brown because his contract is coming up.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers job is by far the most unattractive. It's not even close. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, whoever takes this job is stupid. Like straight up, bro. And by the way, I'm not done, Cam. You don't have a first round pick this year, by the way. You don't have a first round pick this year. Nope. Next year you don't have a second round pick. So yeah, it's by far the worst job. I don't even think it's really close. The Carolina Panthers job is by far the worst that's open.
By far.
And I think a lot of Panther fans think, we're gonna get Ben Johnson, we're gonna get Jim Harbaugh. No, you're not. You're getting the slappy from around the corner because I don't think nobody's gonna take this job. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't take it if I was up for a job right now. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, that's just my opinion. Scott Fitterer and the previous two regimes and Frank Wright and Matt Rule have completely screwed the pooch on this thing. And I think the Panthers are going to be bad for at least another 2 to 3 years, at least. But that's my list of what I would trade would do from most attractive to least attractive.
Yeah. It's the same for me.
Yeah.
It's the same for me. I mean, shoot, the Panthers, I did want to talk about that job just a little bit. It is by far the least attractive job because, like you said, no first round pick. All right. So whoever's coming in, they already know they're handicapped from the jump.
Yep.
All right. depending on who you bring in, and again, I don't mean this as no disrespect, but suppose some coaches don't like what they see in Bryce Young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's possible. Like I think a smart coach would,
Yeah.
but also a smart coach wouldn't take this job because there's other jobs available. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, why would Ben Johnson choose Carolina over the Chargers?
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would he
Mm-hmm.
choose that over? You know what I mean? I mean, he probably would choose Carolina. I would think he would choose Carolina over New England, maybe. But then again, he gets to get his own quarterback. And suppose he likes a Caleb Williams or a Drake May more than he likes a Bryce Young. You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
why wouldn't he take that Washington job or that New England job, knowing that he got at least this year's first round pick and all the picks moving forward? You know what I'm saying? It's a tough job to take. You're a handicap, and that's just the draft picks. Now you gotta bring in the GM too. The GM probably get hired before the coach, I would think.
Yeah.
I would
Mm-hmm.
think. But your GM got to figure out something. What is he gonna build? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna pay Brian Burns? How is he gonna pay Brian Burns? Because you also got to pay Derek Brown. You
Yep.
also got to decide on JC Horn's 5th-year option. You know what I'm saying? You also got to decide on if you're gonna pay Frankie Louvu or not.
Yep.
What you gonna do with Jeremy Chin? You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying? You gotta figure something out. And you only got a second round pick to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a tough job to take. Whoever takes the job, kudos to you. That's a tough job to take. I know we all want Ben Johnson. Mike Vrabel done kind of slid up my list because I think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple other guys that kind of I like everybody that they said,
I
to be
like the
honest with you.
Ravens. DC.
DC. I like the OC,
McDaniel.
Todd Monken too. I
Yeah.
like Todd Monken too. I think it's a little early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he only been there a year, but at the same time, then the offense is cooking.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind it. I like what they do. You know what I'm saying? I do like what they do. Especially for a quarterback like Bryce Young,
Yeah.
man, I think that would work. You know what I'm saying? But again, because it's a very pass heavy offense. You know what I'm saying? So I do like that. But excuse me, ultimately, that's a tough job to take. And it's kind of scary as a head coach too, because Frank Reich only got a couple of games. You know what I'm saying?
You was
Before
getting
the
to what
heat
I was
was
about to get
creeping up.
to next. Go ahead.
Matt Rule, even though he was there for a while, he got fired after the doggone 5th game. He done fired a coach in back-to-back years. How can you come in thinking that you got job security?
You
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? You know what I mean? The only thing that you kind of really banking on is that they slam dunk with that GM pick. You see what I'm saying? Because the GM really gonna be the one that determine whether or not you're gonna keep your job. You see what I'm saying? Because if you come in and you stay buddy with him, you might be all right. You know what I'm saying? They might give you another year. But if you come in and you and the GM not on the same page off the rip, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. So again, it really depends, man. It's a lot of red flags. And then, like you said earlier, you got to build the offensive line. You know what I mean? You got to get a wide receiver core. You got to build a wide receiver room. You know what I'm saying? Adam Thielen already kind of said, well, the plan has kind of changed. I thought we was gonna be able to compete for a Super
He's
Bowl in
done.
year
He's
2.
retiring, bro.
He probably gone, bro.
Yeah, he's gone.
He
Yeah.
probably gone. Like it's tough, man. This is a tough job to take. But on the flip side, you got the Los Angeles Chargers, bro. You got a superstar quarterback in Justin Herbert already under contract.
That's why
You
I don't
got
understand. I don't understand why people think Carolina's gonna get it like one of these. Only way Carolina gets a good like one of these high flying guys that everybody wants is if they pay like $30 million a year. Like
David Tepper got to
that's
come
the
up
only
off the
way.
bat.
And that's literally probably you're gonna have to significantly overpay. Like
Yeah.
not just no 12 million a year. No, it's gonna have to be like 16, 17 mil a year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take me personally, I wouldn't take nothing less than 20 mil from David Tepper. Straight up a year because you already know what turmoil it's coming to. We've seen so many people within David Tepper's realm quit, leave, resign.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Not even just on the football side, soccer too. Like everybody that seems like has association with David Tepper leaves immediately. As soon as they get the first chance to get up out of there, they are gone. So to me, that's a sign, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you, bro. I would tell Panther fans, brace yourself. And Brad said it best. You might get like a Bill O'Brien. That's
Oh
probably
no, Brad,
that's
please,
gonna,
Brad,
that's gonna
please,
be but I think he's saying that's more so what the Panthers are gonna get, and I kind of agree.
man.
I
Shoot,
don't think they're getting nobody like top notch, in my opinion. That's
man,
just
I'm about to
my
pull
opinion.
up,
I don't think no top notch guys are gonna want to come here, bro. Just to be honest,
bro. I'm
it
about to
wouldn't
pull up this
surprise
list,
it wouldn't surprise me at all if we get like a Bill O'Brien type. It would not surprise me at
bro.
all. If
Don't
Arthur
do me
Smith is
like
the
that,
Carolina
bro.
Panthers coach this year, it would not surprise me.
Uh,
It would not surprise me at all.
bro, I'd be so sick,
It
man.
would not surprise me with this organization. With this, that's how much faith I have in this organization. It would not surprise me, dog.
I'm about to read off the list, the 9 names. All right. Also, give. Oh well, we'll get to that in a second. But so they requested permission to interview Ben Johnson,
Yeah,
Bobby Slovic, Brian Callahan, Dan Quinn, Mike McDonald, Frank Smith, Raheem Morris, Todd Monken, and Dave Canales. Now, I mean, I like most of the names. I mean, I like all the names to be honest with you. But
I don't care for Raheem Morris. He just on there
what?
because Raheem Morris is only on there because they can get that black people checked off to just say, okay,
What?
we interviewed a black coach. Let's just get that. That's not a real, you know.
You don't think so? You
No,
don't like
Raheem
Raheem
Morris.
Morris?
I'm good on him. They literally just
Dang.
said, let's get the Rooney Rule off the map and let's just go ahead and do that
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you make a good point because that's
because
but
everybody
see
else on that list is white.
my thing is I I wouldn't be mad if they promoted doggone Evero to
I wouldn't be
head
mad at
coach.
that either.
You
Nobody's
know what I'm
really talking
saying?
about that, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, I like Evero, but nah, for real though, like all of these guys, obviously Ben Johnson is the name that kind of stands out. I think Dan Quinn is an okay guy, to be honest with you.
Nope.
It's tough. It's tough
Mm-mm.
because of what happened in Atlanta.
I don't want him.
But
I
but
don't
he
want
can
him.
but he can call a defense though. That's the thing. He can
I'll take
call
him
a
as a
defense.
DC, absolutely, but
Yeah,
as a
he can
head
call a
coach,
defense though.
no, no, I don't
And
want him as a head
then
coach.
Frank Smith, offensive coordinator for Miami. Obviously, you know, somebody from that tree would be kind of nice. Um but yeah, give me so thinking about all the uh available jobs, give me a name for like each one that you
Okay,
think should take that job. You see what I'm saying?
okay. So for me, Chargers is either Jim Harbaugh or Ben Johnson. I
Hmm.
think I lean more toward Ben Johnson though. Um, Atlanta, man, I could see them going several different ways with it. I could see them going the dude at Houston. What's his name? Slowick.
Love it.
I could see them going with him because I think they're going to bring in a quarterback this year, in my opinion. I could actually
Okay.
see Atlanta trading up and saying, F it, we going all in, we getting a quarterback right now. I could see that happening. Or either trade and get Justin Fields. So either way, I could see that happening. So I think Slow It from Houston would make a lot of sense there. Washington, I think Jim Harbaugh would make a lot of sense there too as well, as I talked about earlier. Um, Patriots, I think variable would be a lock there, to be honest with you. When I look at Tennessee, I could see a guy like the dude from the Ravens, the DC from the Ravens. What's his name? McDonald.
Mike McDonald.
I could see him going there because they have some young defensive pieces that are okay. So I could see him going there trying to mold that defense up and continue to build. I could see that happening. I think he can get a head coaching job this season, especially where the Ravens have played. Um, Raiders, I told you, I think they should stick with Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
And who's that leave me with? The Panthers,
That's
of course.
yeah.
Um,
What's that, Bill O'Brien?
I don't think
Bill
nobody's gonna
O'Brien.
want this Panthers job, man. Off that list you named, I'm trying to think who realistically would take this job off that list you named. I I don't know. Frank Smith, maybe from the Dolphins, because
Yeah.
with him, a lot of that, let's be honest, a lot of success that he's having is because of McDaniels. Let's be real.
McDaniels.
McDaniels is calling the offense there, not Frank Smith. Frank Smith is just a figurehead. He ain't doing nothing, bro. He just a glorified quarterback coach, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah,
And I think that's probably more so the type that the Panthers are going to hire. Somebody like Frank Smith, you know. Not
I
saying
can
that
see
he
that.
can't be good. He's learned from McDaniels. I think he was a part of, I want to say the Pete Carroll tree. I might be wrong. But I think he was more so a part of the Pete Carroll tree more than anything. I could be wrong again. But that's kind of what I see for
It
everybody.
says he joined the Saints in 2010,
Saints, okay. So he was with the Saints.
so
Who
he
else?
might be Sean. He might be Sean Payton
He
tree.
might be Sean Vaden. Yeah. So who's the one that I think it's that Casales guy? He might have been. I think it was the dude at the end. You said what was his name?
Canales, Dave
He
Canales.
has Seattle
Yeah,
ties.
yeah, yeah. 13 seasons in the Pacific Northwest, all
Yeah,
in
yeah.
various offensive roles with the Seattle Seahawks.
See, I can see him getting it too because it's an unknown guy. Now, granted, he's done good job because he's with the Bucks right now, correct?
Yeah,
So he's done a good job back to back years. One with Gino last year, and then this year with Baker.
Baker.
So maybe a possibility there as well. He doesn't really have that much head coaching experience either, or nothing like that. So that might be one that the Panthers might will take too. But I think it's going to take somebody that's not really. And I don't think, honestly, not to keep going in on the Panthers, I don't think David Tepper is going to hire anybody that's going to like keep him real, like hold him accountable. I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
happen.
So you think he gonna get
He's going to get another
another?
pushover where he can just push him
Yeah.
over, in my opinion.
Well, see, that's why the GM. Well, see, the thing is too, the Panthers hired a firm to do all of this now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So maybe he kind of
yeah,
trying. He might be taking a step back. Because if this was David Tepper, bro, he wouldn't have none of these names on this list, bro. He
yeah.
would have Ben Johnson and probably a few other scrubs that we don't even know about. You see what I'm saying? Um, but that hiring firm got busy. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of GM people too. They got some guys from the Eagles, some guys from the Lions, 49ers that they want to interview. So as far as where I feel like they can land, I think with the Chargers, I think Ben Johnson is just a perfect fit. What he can do with a superstar quarterback like Herbert, man, that would be crazy. Raiders, I'm with you. I think Antonio Pierce need to keep that job. They their owner don't need to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, I
He don't
agree.
need to do that again. They clearly got better after they fired that fraud. And so this is what they need to do. Tennessee, shoot. I can see Dan Quinn going to Tennessee. I could see them going completely new and going with Slovik. I can see that happening.
Yeah,
Patriots, I think we said if that come available, I think Vrabel is just a lot pretty much. Who else was available? Oh, Washington. I think that should be Harbaugh or depending on who they I don't know who they've been looking at, but I can see them promoting Eric B, to be
yeah,
honest with you. Um and then does that lead the Panthers? Is that
yeah.
it?
That leaves the Panthers.
Panthers, shoot, man. I don't know. I want us to get Ben Johnson. I don't know who we gonna get. I think we'll get somebody like a Frank Smith, bro. For real.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, man.
I can
But
see
we'll
that.
see. We'll see what happens. Before we log off though, because we haven't even really got to the NFL playoff talk yet. I want to get some predictions for the weekend game. So we got several games this weekend. NFL is loaded up with the playoff games. I'm excited. So we're gonna do predictions. So for each of us, we'll give a prediction of what we think, and we maybe can give a little quick synopsis. I know we're running a little long tonight. Um, First game of the day on Saturday is Browns versus Texans in Houston. Cam, who you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Browns.
Okay.
Um what is that? Is that that's the 4-5 matchup, right?
Yeah, that's the 4-5. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Browns. I ain't got no score prediction really. I think Houston, this is a good turnaround. If they
Yeah,
win this game, oh man.
that's
If
huge.
if they win this game, I don't see a whole lot stopping them. I'll be completely real with you, bro.
Really?
If they win this, because I mean, you going against the best defense,
Yeah,
the best defense that you gonna face
yeah,
outside of potentially the Ravens if they make it that far. But
yeah.
you got if you go in there, well, you at home, but if you can beat these guys, I know Flacco been playing very good lately. But if
Hmm.
you can beat this team, CJ Stroud as a rookie, if you can win a playoff game, that is huge.
Huge. Yeah.
That is huge. So
Mhm.
I think they can do it, and I think they should be able to do it at home. Yeah, I think CJ Stroud. I think there's a good chance he gonna carve up that defense. To be completely real with you,
So are you
even
going
though
Houston or Browns?
I'm going Houston.
Are
Oh
you
no no
going
no! no,
Houston?
Excuse me. I said I'm going Cleveland. I think there's a chance that he can carve up the defense, but I'm going Cleveland because I think that's a safe pick.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
Cleveland as
going
well, but
Cleveland.
I agree with a lot of what you said, man. D'Amico Ryans and what they've done in a year. I mean, the future is extremely bright in Houston right now.
Yeah,
That team's going to be good for a long time. With those two stalwarts they got in the draft last year, Will Anderson and CJ Stroud, Houston fans should be smiling from ear to ear for the next 10 years because they're
hmm
going to be really good, bro. They're going to
hmm
be a problem if they can keep that core together. So, yeah, man, I'm with you, though. I do think the Browns win. But, I mean, Houston, this is already an accomplishment. You won your division
you
with
won
a
the South,
first-year
bro.
head coach and a first-year quarterback who looks to be having one of the best rookie years we've ever
Ever.
seen, are one of them. So I think Houston fans should be extremely excited about their future. Next up, we got the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Apparently, it's gonna be like 0 degrees out there in Kansas City. What do you think about that game? Who you got winning that one?
That's what is that 3-6?
Yep,
That's crazy, bro. The Dolphins was the 2 seed, man. How the
yep.
fall so far, bro? Um, I got the Chiefs. I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. They're at home. They're in Arrowhead.
Mhm.
I just think it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, in my opinion. I know they struggle with wide receivers. They struggle with drops and stuff, but I think in the playoffs they're going to figure something out. I think they're going to rely on that run game. Um, I just think the Dolphins struggled too much against teams that are above 500
Yeah,
for me
I
to
agree.
really take them. For me to really take them seriously like that, and to be honest, Tua didn't look good at all against the Bills. He ain't look good against the Bills, and Tyreek is banged up. His ankle been swollen for like the last 4 weeks. I don't know why he just won't sit down, but but um but yeah, I don't know. I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs as well. Same reasons as you, man. I think the Dolphins can't beat a good team. Seems like they always, seem to be getting hurt around this time of the year. I
Mhm.
think I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. Then we got the Steelers who slipped into the backside of the playoffs because the Jaguars lost on Sunday at 1. We got Steelers versus Bills. I think the Bills is the hottest team in the NFL right now. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Bills. Again, shout out to Coach Tomlin. You did it again. You still doing it.
And they still
Good for
want to
you.
fire that man, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Good for him that he's still out there killing it and still making it. Um, but they ain't got no shot, bro. Mason Rudolph not beating nobody, bro.
Yeah,
It's not. It's just not happening. Sorry. If they had a legit quarterback, maybe because they do got now they got a legit team. They got a
yeah.
squad.
They got some
They
weapons.
got a squad. They ain't got no. They just like Atlanta, but I think they better to be honest with you than
Yeah,
what
low
Atlanta
key,
is.
low
Yeah.
key.
They you talk about being a quarterback away. They really a quarterback
They
away.
really a quarterback away. Yeah, the Steelers,
Um.
Steelers are right there.
Yeah. So I got the Bills, bro. I don't think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, it's a 10-point favorite right now. The Bills, and I would agree. I think they cover that 10. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I
And
think
TJ
the
Watt
Steelers.
is out.
Yeah, and TJ Watt's out. That's what I'm saying. So I think the Bills win this game at home pretty decidedly. Then at 4:30, we got Green Bay versus the Cowboys. I know everybody gonna be watching that game.
Mhm.
What do you think? What's your feel on it?
That's a 4-5, right?
Yep, that is also a 4-5.
Hold on. Is it? Is yeah?
No, no,
No,
is it? No, because that's a two.
That's no, that ain't 2-7. I don't think that's 3. That is 2-7.
That's 2-7.
That's
Yeah,
2-7.
because
That's
the
two
Eagles
seven.
didn't win the East, so that's two
That's
seven.
right.
Yeah.
That's 2-7.
Or no, two. No, it's
Yeah,
not
2-7.
2-7 because. Oh yeah, it is 2-7. It
Yeah,
is two
it's two
seven. I'm
seven
tripping.
because
It is.
the Lions won the North.
Yep, that's 2-7. Yep, you're right.
It's
Go
two
ahead.
seven. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take the Cowboys, but I don't think it's gonna be as bad as what it could be. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I think Jordan Love. I like dude, man. I
He
like
playing
dude
really
for
good
real.
football right now, bro.
Real good football. I like
Mm-hmm.
I think they got the youngest team in the NFL.
Yep.
I don't think they're
And
right
what a
there
job
yet.
by Matt LaFleur too,
Yeah,
man.
for
I
real,
think
for
he
real.
gets slandered a lot. What a job he's done
Yeah.
with that franchise this year and
Mhm.
that team.
That's legit. That's a legit coaching job. That's a really
Yeah,
good job that he did.
he did.
Um, so I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I mean, they at home. They ain't lost it. They didn't lose at
They
home all
haven't lost at
season.
home at all this
Yeah.
season.
So they shoot, they on what 15-game win streak at home or something like that, ain't it?
Yeah, it's something crazy like that. They
Yeah.
they they haven't lost a game at home in a while. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going Cowboys as well. Same reasons as you. They haven't lost at home in over a calendar year, I think, at this point. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I'm going Cowboys as well. A game I'm really excited about is Sunday evening. And I'm glad I'm off on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, so I can actually stay up and watch this game.
Yeah.
Rams versus Lions. We have the return of Matthew Stafford back to Detroit. That game's going to be insane. And I think the Rams are another team that is as hot as anybody right now.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams looks tremendous. And another great coaching job and a great GM job, but a great coaching job by McVay. I mean, he's taken a bunch of fifth and third and seventh round picks and got them to 10 wins this season. I thought
Yeah.
I thought the Rams was going to literally be picking Caleb Williams this year. Like I thought, okay,
Oh
they're going to
wow.
be Caleb Williams is going to be able to stay in LA and just stay where he at, and Dave's going to take him. But they've done a tremendous job. 10-7. What do you think about this game?
Man, that's tough. I think it could really go either way.
Yeah,
It's hard for me to pick against the Rams. I'll be honest with you, because
slick.
they can play.
They took your Ravens up to the brink.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
The
saying.
Ravens in the middle of the
I don't,
middle of the
I don't
rain.
I don't think anybody really played them close like that since what's it called? Since Pittsburgh and Cleveland. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I'm gonna go Rams because I think they got experience in these types of situations. Um it's tough with the Lions because they obviously had a very good season. Um they're just as good as any other team in the NFL. So
Yeah.
but I'm gonna take the Rams just because I think Matthew Stafford got something in the tank for them
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, I'm going Rams as well, man. I think that, like I said, I think them and the Bills are two hottest teams in the NFL right now, in my personal
Mhm.
opinion. I wouldn't want to see neither one of them teams right now.
Yeah.
I'm going Rams as well. I think Matthew Stafford's going to have a lot of proof going back to Detroit. It's going to be a big game for him. I'm excited to see this game. This is going to be
Yeah.
I think out of all the games this weekend, this is probably the one I'm the most excited about. This is going to be a good one, but I am going with the Rams. I think the Rams do win this game. I
Yeah.
am kind of rooting for the Lions, though. I like the Rams and the Lions. I think they both did a good job this year. But I
Yeah.
kind of just want to see the Lions get over that hump. I don't think they've won a playoff game since 1992 or something like that, something crazy like
Yeah.
that. So it's been a long time. So I do kind of want to see history. But and then the game on Monday on Martin Luther King Day, we got the Eagles going down to Tampa to play Tampa. What's your thoughts on that one?
Now this the one that it doesn't make sense and it shouldn't make sense. But the fact that you even have to kind of consider Tampa in this game
Yeah,
lets you know how bad the Eagles kind of fell off, bro. I think they
yeah,
finished the season 1-4 over
yeah.
their last 5. That
Mm-hmm.
ain't good enough. I could easily see them get bounced in the first round. I'm gonna take the Eagles still. Dang, they gotta go to Tampa. You right, because they the 5th
Yep.
seed. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take the Eagles still. Just because I think they're just a better team overall. But they did fall off a cliff. And it's something to really keep an eye on. But I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Yeah, and actually to correct you, the Eagles are 1-5 in their last 6.
Oh wow.
Um, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Buccaneers win this game. I
Mm.
think the Eagles are torn. I think they're done. I think it's over. I think the little Nick Sirianni party is cooked.
Yeah, it's cooked.
I
Yeah,
think it's over. All
yeah,
that, I think it's done. I think they've lost their swagger. They've been absolutely swagger jacked. And I truly think Buccaneers are going to win this game on Monday.
yeah. I can
As
see it.
crazy as it sounds, I think Baker has struggled on Sunday, of course, but I think it's just because we're playing the Panthers. We know we can
Yeah,
suck and still win.
yeah.
Um, I think truly and honestly, the Eagles are going home Monday night with the L, and it's going to be over. And then we might even be questioning, is Nick
Is
Sirianni?
he go? Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because with that talent of a team, if they go 1-6 and get bounced first round in that city, oh yeah, it's definitely possible he can get canned. And I'm telling you now, that Eagle job comes open, the Chargers might even have to sit back because that's going to by far be the most attractive job.
yeah.
With all that defensive talent they got and stuff like that,
I mean, they're loaded. They're
they
loaded. They're
loaded.
ready. They're
Yeah,
ready
it's
to go.
unacceptable for them to even being thought of being a
And, s-
first round bounce.
and see, their issue is they lost both of their coordinators this year.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
see, your man Shane Steichen obviously was. I mean, you can kind of say he was doggone near their head coach the way they the way that they kind of was moving.
See,
You
and
know what I'm
you
saying?
see
Because
how
that offense,
The Colts was a catch away from making the playoffs. With
bro. I
that
mean,
team.
they offense missed the they offense then fell back a whole. I don't even know how to describe it, bro. Like
Yeah.
that is a shame. And
I
then on the
told people
defensive side of
last year
things,
that's what I wanted the Panthers to get was Shane Steichen. I said,
yeah,
God,
you did. You were
please.
saying it. And on the defensive side of things, I mean, they lost Gannon and bro, what? I mean, they had a demo they defensive coordinator in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, I think Sirianni, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of firing coaches that kind of just came up off a championship run. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But this right here is a debacle. This is a collapse.
Yeah, it's bad, bro.
And I don't know how that gets fixed.
Yeah.
So and like you said, that it's a party. It really is a party because you can kind of see through the cracks a little bit that he's a little bit fraudulent. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's just kind of a Super Bowl what's it called?
Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if it's just a little hangover and they caught it late, but yeah. Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
it's tough, man. I mean, we'll see what happens, but those are our predictions for this weekend, man. I'm excited. Ready for these games this weekend. I'm gonna miss college football though so much. 260 some days till we'll see it again. But hopefully we'll have an EA game out in the next
Yeah,
6 months. So
yeah.
we'll see. But man, again, another good episode, man. Episode 25 of the podcast, man. We moving through, man. Episode 25, season 1. Just a recap again, so people won't be caught off guard. We'll keep announcing this every week. We will be taking a little break after the Super Bowl, so we'll do a podcast after the Super Bowl, and then we're probably going to take a break until probably closer to my birthday, probably end of March, mid-March. So yeah, man. Again, we appreciate y'all's love and support. We always do. Oh, before we go, Cam, please say something nice about Florida State fans so they can get off our backs for a little bit. Please say something
No.
nice about.
No. I'm not doing it. Hell no.
Oh,
Hey
we
man,
went
I ain't
viral.
even gonna lie. I
We
forgot
went
about that.
viral on Twitter for saying we don't think Mike Norvell's a great coach. If
Bro,
you didn't check that
man,
out,
man,
yeah,
y'all
a
listen up,
whole
man.
bunch of
They
quotes.
they tried to say that first and foremost, they were saying that we was doing that for clicks.
I didn't
Bro,
even respond to nobody. I
bro,
wasn't.
I spent the whole
Yeah,
doggone day
yeah. I
responding
see
to
you was
folks.
going.
Man,
You
I
was
was
going to war. I was like, bro, I'm not even. I'm
man,
not. I'm not even
I'm
going.
like,
People were saying we were buying clicks, buying views. What else they were
wow.
saying?
I'm like, how
We
does that
needed
make sense?
clicks. We were, and we always said, man, me and Cam, we don't do this for no attention. Like it ain't really. We do this to do what we like to do and get our podcasts out there. Of course, we want attention. Of course, we want y'all to like listen to us and watch us, but we don't do it like just to like Big Game Boomer. Like he'll put out some ridiculous chart, knowing it's like wrong just to get people riled up. We don't do that. Like we actually just tell our opinions, and you can agree with it or disagree with it. That's okay. Right. That's fine. But I told you that Florida State fan base, they are
delusional, bro. Them fools, bro. How they gonna have a nerd? Like they said that we was buying clicks and that we was posting it for clicks. And see, this the thing though. But see, this the thing that really I was kind of getting them back because I was like, so y'all said we was buying clicks. Oh no, so first y'all said that we was clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait.
That we needed clicks and that we was broke.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They said we was broke at first because we needed clicks. Yeah. And then when we put that poll out and that poll got 2,000 votes and 70% of the people said, yeah, we don't think Mike Norvell is a good coach.
Exactly.
They was like, oh, wait, so y'all buying votes now. So y'all just said we was broke.
I don't even know how to do nothing like that. I don't even
That's what I'm saying.
Like, how do you buy votes? How do you buy clicks even? Shoot.
But how do we do it and you called us broke? That don't make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one or the other. It can't be both. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, you posted it because you knew Florida State fans was gonna get mad. I'm like, we posted Florida State before.
Yeah,
we was the same ones that was saying, well, we kind of felt bad that they got left out the playoffs and that they got to play Georgia, but y'all asses ain't show up. So what was we supposed to say?
College fan bases are the most sensitive human beings on earth. You could literally say, oh, Clemson Orange is kind of like, it's not burnt enough. Like it could be darker. And Clemson fans would lose it. They would lose it. They would go in on you. College football fans, bro, they just sensitive, bro. Like they just.
I'm telling you.
That's why I didn't even respond back. I was like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I had time that day. I really just wanted to kind of get in the trenches and see what they were saying because I was like, because I wasn't like hurt by none of it when they were saying, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like it was. It wasn't nothing serious. I'm like,
seriously,
but I just wanted to see what they was gonna say because when they would say something to me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you who fault it is, and she know who she is. It was Bree. Bree is a big Florida State fan, and I love her to death. That's my bestie. She retweeted it and said, you know what she said, and me and her was kind of going back and forth about it. That's my dog, though. I love Bree. She's amazing. And y'all should actually follow her on Twitter. She's actually really good people. But she the one who got them riled up.
Okay. I was wondering how I got over there.
As soon as I seen her respond, I said, this
you knew it was about to happen.
I knew. I said, this is viral. And literally 30 minutes later, my phone was freezing up. And I was like, yep, I knew it was going to happen. It was going to go viral. But, I mean, yeah.
We need to bring her on then. We need to bring her on so she can defend. We can have a conversation about Florida State, Mike Norvell with her. You know what I'm saying?
No, she's good people, though. In all seriousness, I actually might even ask her to come on here because she's really good people. She's really nice, sweetheart girl. So we might have to get her on the show and at least like talk to us because what I was telling them, and I know we done went over a little bit, y'all, but what I was telling them was I don't think Mike Norvell's a horrible coach. I just don't think he's elite or even like great, or I think he's an above average coach. You know what I'm saying? I would put a couple coaches above him. And I think a lot of people put Mike Norvell in this like top 10-ish area, top 15-ish area. I don't view him as that. I view him more so 23, 25, 20 in that area. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of guys, I think there's guys that maybe have not been at the biggest schools that are better coaches than him. Like that's just what it is. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. And like you said, I feel like the portal has saved his career a lot. And that's okay to say that. Recruiting in the portal is a part of your job. So it's supposed to be a good thing. That's one thing that people were saying, oh, well, they Clemson fans, so they hate the portal. No, we begging Dabo to get in there.
Like,
I'm
saying.
We not hating like none of that. It's just, bro, we were just speaking our minds, and I think a lot of people thought we was trying to bash Florida State because we Clemson. I'm like, bro, no, we was actually the first ones coming out saying we was like, we was y'all not making the playoffs wasn't fair. We were the first ones coming out saying that. We posted that too.
Yep.
So again, man, it's just college football fans. They funny, man.
And they tried to come at me about like Clemson and stuff. I was like, bro, you preaching to the choir. You don't think I know
you coming at us about Clemson. we're gonna be right in agreement with you. Like,
right. And like every time they try to say that,
most people will consider us quote unquote negative Clemson fans. So you saying something negative about Clemson is not gonna hurt us because we probably like, yeah, you're
we
right.
probably will agree.
Like people were saying, like the other week ago, I was like, DJ, you was transferring to Florida State, that don't move me. And it might have been Bree. I think she was like, well, Kay's still y'all quarterback, so that don't move me. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It don't move me either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like what?
So, again, man, it's funny, man. College football fans are really funny.
Yeah.
I enjoy it though. I just laugh at it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was funny though. I thought it was amusing. But yeah, I mean, again, bro, it's all love. And like I told them, it's all love. You can agree with our opinions or disagree. That's what we put the platform out there for.
Yeah.
When you put content out, be ready for somebody to be ready to argue. Or
somebody gonna be mad.
Somebody gonna be mad. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. I bet you when we put this clip out of us saying the Panthers are the most unattractive job, I'm pretty sure somebody in Panthers Twitter is going to have a problem with that.
They're gonna flood.
It's just what it is. So I've already know, okay, when we put this on Panthers Twitter, somebody's gonna come out and have an issue with it, even though we all know it's the truth. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is. People are homers. Man,
I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying, like, it's cool though. Like it really is, because I don't want people to agree with me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no, I mean, all we doing is discussing, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This pod ain't really, we don't really debate, you know what I'm saying? We just kind of give our ideas about stuff. But if somebody want to come on with an opposing idea, or somebody got an opposing, opinion that we do, let us hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
We never shy away from.
It's fun to talk about, sports. This is what we like to do. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
to me, when I seen all them people disagreeing and stuff, I kind of was excited. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, I'm trying to hear what they got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but sometimes, some people, they just they get their feelings hurt, and it's just,
Yeah, because I seen once you start pulling Florida State fans cards about us actually saying they should have been in the playoffs, they start pulling back. I was like, okay, they changed the tune now.
They started because they didn't have they was just saying stuff. And see, it's funny because they were saying that we was just posting stuff for clicks with no basis. But I'm like, first and foremost, y'all was giving us the clicks that y'all claimed that we was
exactly. Because I was about to say our follower count definitely went up.
Yeah,
after we posted that, went up a good bit.
And then after that, you gonna say, what's it called? That we knew that Florida State was gonna give clicks, and I was like, well, I'm gonna show you this clip where we was talking positively about Florida State, and this was actually one of our lowest viewed posts.
Yeah.
So what you got to say about that? And they went hush mode after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we didn't post nothing for clicks. We posted it because we wanted to post it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all it was. But anyway, that's pretty much it on the subject. I mean, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If it happens again, it happens again. We ready. Right. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna square. We ain't stopping our opinions for nobody. So if you don't like what our opinions are, that's fine. You gonna respect us though. You know what I'm saying? But that's fine. You can say, hey, I don't agree with that. I don't like that. But we ain't doing the disrespect.
Yeah.
And all that. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. We don't mind opposing opinions, bro. It's opinionated. You know what I'm saying? So we don't mind that, but at the same time, be respectful. Don't call people broke and all that and doing all that extra stuff. But yeah, man, anyway, on to the next subject, man. Good show, great show. I enjoyed it a lot tonight, man. We'll be back next week. Talk about these NFL playoff games. We might start jumping into some basketball talk too a little bit because we're starting to get kind of to that mid-season area.
Yeah.
So All-Star weekend coming up. I think the week of normally it's like the week of Valentine's Day, so that's coming up. So we'll start talking about that. But man, again, another great episode. Cam, if you don't have anything else, we're gonna go ahead and close it out, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. Thank y'all for stopping by and rocking with us weekly. We love y'all. Thank you for everything. And we'll be talking to y'all soon.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We'll holler at y'all next week, man. Peace, love, and happiness, man. Y'all have a good rest of y'all